Sean, can you just start and just talk about the trade now that it's official today and just kind of what went into it?
I mean, first and foremost, I think it needs to be addressed that we're going to miss Dennis. The person on and off the court, I think what he did for us in the locker room, his leadership, he exemplifies the Brooklyn grit that we talk about. So missing him is difficult, but these are the decisions you have to make when your ultimate goal is long-term sustainable success. So, we're weighing a lot of factors in here. It's never easy to see one of your own leave, but at the same time, looking at the big picture here, this is what's best for our organization long term.
When you say looking at the big picture, kind of just so what inspired or motivated you to do it now?
Yeah, I think any opportunity you have to acquire draft assets moving forward, and also factoring in that Dennis is an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. So who knows what his market is and where he's going to end up, but this was an opportunity for us to acquire draft assets for a player that help us in our long-term build. But at the same time, I think this also benefits Dennis in terms of, he gets to go to a heck of an organization where they get to compete and they're looking down the road at maybe a loftier goal than maybe what we have.
When you're bringing in a guy like Beekman, what, for those of us that have not seen a ton of him, what can you say about that he'll bring to the organization?
Yeah, I think, again, when you're able to acquire a young guy that we've been studying for a while, going back to his college days, the group here has been focused on him and bringing him in and taking a good close-up look at him. So I think from a defensive standpoint, we're going to miss some of the things with Dennis leaving, and hopefully when Reese comes in here, he can pick up the slack, and he'll have every opportunity like the rest of these guys to go out there and compete, earn minutes, and be a part of this rotation, hopefully.
How does the loss of Dennis kind of change what you guys are going to do at the point guard spot going forward?
Yeah, I think Jordy addressed it a little bit today with the guys, knowing that Ben will have every opportunity right now, and the game that Ben plays is quite different to Dennis. So the pace and the speed of how the team is going to play is going to look different again. That too is a fun and exciting way to play. So, I mean, you will miss how Dennis is able to control the pace of the game and all the other intangibles that he brings, as I mentioned, in the locker room and on the court and so forth. But, it'll be by committee a little bit as well. I mean, Ben's going to get that nod, and it'll be fun and exciting to see him. But then you've got Shake and the opportunity from other guys to kind of step up here.
And I know this is something of a question for Jordy, but does it also change, I guess, how you go about playing around Ben? I mean, there may be certain guys that are a lot more suited to playing with Dennis, maybe like pick and roll guys, and then there are other guys that are shooters that are going to be better suited playing with Ben.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's never easy. You lose that level of talent and player in the middle of the season, and then the group is getting used to playing a certain way, and now we throw a wrench in the works here, and it's going to look a little different. But again, Jordy has been privy to these discussions, and I'm sure he'll be preparing, and it'll be a great opportunity for the rest of these guys to step up and seize this opportunity in this moment and get whatever is it, extra court time, a different role, however it looks, because it's going to look different for sure. So I couldn't tell you exactly how, but it will.
When you look at just how the season has started, just how would you assess how Jordy and your coaching staff have done so far?
Yeah, absolutely thrilled. I mean, how they have conducted themselves within that locker room, having honest conversations with the players. I think that's first and foremost really, really important, and I think the players respect that when they know that there's no hidden agendas, there's no I didn't know, I wasn't sure about that. It's very clear what the expectations are. I mean, that's who Jordy is. He's real. He's honest. He's very approachable. So I think that seeps through the entire staff, and I give him a lot of credit for putting that staff together. They're a very collaborative group. It's been fun to watch them play. It's been fun to watch them go and compete with the guys out in practice. So it's been great. It's going to be exciting to see how it unfolds the rest of the year.
Will this team remain active on the trade market?
I think like we always do, we're always going to be listening. We're always going to be canvassing the league, and when there's opportunities for us to build that sort of fit our long-term approach here and how we will build, and again, acquiring draft assets and so forth is going to be important for us. But at the same time, it's establishing a culture. So, I think as you mentioned before, Megan, the coaching staff have really established that, obviously with the help of the players. I mean, they know their job is to go out there, play a selfless brand of basketball and compete. on a nightly basis, no matter who's available, whether it's through injuries or trades and so forth. So, yeah.
When you mention that culture, are you surprised just how quickly that's come together?
Well, I think culture's contagious. When you're part of something that's bigger than yourself, it's easy to get wrapped up in that and ride that wave. And I think that's what this group has done. They've all got a chip on their shoulder, whether that's from Geordie all the way through to the last man on the bench. They've all got something to prove. And I think that's when they see from their leader in Geordie, like, hey, we're following suit. He's got a chip on his shoulder, wants to prove people wrong. I think that's great.
It's a little bit in the weeds, but with the trade official, did you have to decide already while you were doing the trade whether you were doing a trade exception? And did you create one with this?
Yeah, so we went through, it's going to come out now, everything we didn't use our trade exceptions that we have now, so we have one, and I think that's, again, all the sort of the planning that we do going forward, who we acquire, what draft picks we acquire, do we use a trade exception, do we create a trade exception, how do we do it? So it's all part of, a plan looking into the future.
That's what I'm saying. Did you
Yes.
you created a trade with this one? Okay.